Last problem, guys. So example 9 looks very similar to 8, so we're going to do the exact same thing. We have absolute values on both sides, so we're going to take the inside of this right-hand side and let that be our A. And then we're going to take the stuff on the inside on our left-hand side, write it twice, and set it equal to the positive A and the negative A, okay? So here we have our positive, we're using parentheses, and then we're going to have our negative here, and also use parentheses. So our A is 5 minus x, 5 minus x. And then we just go about solving these problems, okay? So, for this first one, to get rid of parentheses, first check the power, then you distribute. It's just the plus sign, so the signs will, or the parentheses will just drop. We have our x's with the same power, so we want them on the same side. So I will add this x on both sides. When I add that x on both sides, these x's will cancel, which means now I need to, ooh, I put the line in the wrong spot, that's crazy. Okay. Okay, so those x's will both cancel, and now I need to move this 3 to the other side. It says minus 3, so I need to add 3, and when I do that, these numbers will cancel. And it will leave me with x plus x on the left hand side, which is 2x, equal to 5 plus 3, which is 8. It's connected to the x by multiplication, so we need to reverse that by dividing. And we get x is equal to 4, so that one works out. Okay? And then, if we look on the other side, we have parentheses. To get rid of parentheses, first we check the power, then we distribute. There is no power, so we take this negative and distribute to all of our parts. So we get negative 5 and positive x. And we go about the same way we did the last time. We need our x's both on the same side because they're the same power. So I'm going to subtract this x on both sides, which will get rid of the x right here. And then I need to move this 3 to the other side by adding. So I add 3 on both sides, which will cancel these 3's right here. Right? So that leaves us x minus x, which is 0, right? Which is nothing, like you guys like to say. But nothing is either a 0 or a 1, right? Nothing for adding and subtracting is always 0, and nothing for multiplying and dividing is always 1, right? So we have 0 is equal to negative 5 plus 3, so we get negative 2. Does that make sense? No, it does not make sense. So that means that our only answer is 4. Again, I highly suggest that you guys take the time to check the answers, just to make sure that you're doing good math. So let me go ahead and write down the equation that we have on my checkboard, I guess you can call it. Okay, and we are going to be plugging in 4 into the original problem and seeing if it works out, okay? Alrighty, so we take our original problem, and instead of x, all we're going to do is write 4. Whenever you plug in, you should use parentheses, but if you're, kind of catching on how that works, because it's just a positive, it's not really going to do anything, so you can just write the 4. Okay, and then we can go from here. So on the inside of the absolute value, we have 4 minus 3, which is 1. And then over here we have 5 minus 4, which is 1. And the absolute values of 1 are both 1. So this actually does check out. So the answer is for sure 4.